I should put a disclaimer at the start of this video. Warning, do not proceed to watch this video if you care about your sanity, or if you only want to listen to thoughts that make sense. This is not the video for you. Something like that. Ninja Turtles away! Off we go. First ride of 2022. And right away, my glasses are pretty foggy. Hopefully as we get some airflow going through my helmet, it'll clear up. Oh, it feels good to be back. What's going on, you guys? Oh, I fiddled with the sound a little bit, with my mic a little bit, since the last time I came out, so hopefully the audio will be a bit better. Oh, first ride. I haven't ridden in a couple months. Oh yeah, I wanted to get out here. I really wanted to get out here and see what the temperature's feeling like, and to see if I'm ready to start commuting again to the office with the bike, or if we're still going to be taking the car for a while. I switched from the bike back to the car for the winter when the roads were icy. I figured it really wasn't worth taking the risk and running into icy spots while I'm on the bike. Oh, that's nice. Oh, there we go. So it's 6 degrees today. It's pretty sunny, but yeah, it's pretty cold. As far as gear that I'm wearing today, I'm just wearing my my climb pants, my riding pants. I've got a pair of long johns or pajamas or whatever you want to call them underneath. They're not thermals, so that's something to take into consideration. Got some wool socks on, my riding boots. I got my jacket. Oops, my signal is still on. I got my jacket. I do have a puffy jacket underneath, a mid layer, and then I got just a long sleeve underneath that. And then I got my gloves, and then my waterproof Ninja Turtle hands over top, which cut down a lot on how much air goes through my gloves. Which then I find like I don't really need like a thermal layer for my hands, as long as like the air is really cut down, then it's not so bad. Your hands tend to keep nice and warm as long as the warmth isn't being sucked away. And then oh yeah, I picked up a balaclava this winter to put under my helmet, because I noticed on these colder days my head did actually start getting kind of cold, so I'm wearing that today. And yeah, already I can tell it's making a big difference. What I noticed majorly before was my neck would start to get warm right between the bottom of your helmet and the top of your collar. In there, my neck would start getting warm, but that this balaclava took care of the issue. Alright, so welcome guys. 2022, new year, new us, new you. What's up? So what do I got going on? I think this would be a great way to just touch base with you guys and let you know how it is going, how I'm going into 2022. Wow. Work is going okay. I'm a staff supervisor in our local healthcare that's okay. It's I feel like I've kind of skill capped out of that job already, and I've been in talks with the people above me to try and make some moves to go up higher, but I don't know. I don't feel like anything's going to come to that shortly, so I am keeping my options open for the meantime to try and, you know, find that next step above and the next challenge. The feedback that I'm receiving professionally at work is that you know, I'm one of the small, as they put it, the 1% of the people there that understand the behind the scenes working. But you know, it only translates so much when they tell you these things, but then they're not actively trying to help you, or, you know, fit into a position that where you could be working at your potential to make these changes. So, you know what I mean? So whatever, it's part of your professional career, and, you know, is my general advice to all of you guys watching or listening, is that you try not to stay at the same place for more than a year or two, especially when you're in your early to mid-level career. Typically you're gonna find greater rewards from going one company to the next, you know, making that like diagonal leap, than staying with the same company and trying to claw your way up the corporate ladder, as they would say. I think generally speaking, the longer you're with the company, the less you're worth to them. And, you know, if you look at something like pay raises per year, you know, your raise per year versus inflation per year, I think that would clearly illustrate my point, right? You could be working there 10 years or something like that, and some new person comes in and gets hired in the same position as you, and right away they're either making as much money as you are, a 10-year veteran, or even above, because rules have changed, and now starting salaries or starting wages are higher to be more competitive. But, you know, you've been with the companies, so they never had to adjust yours. Anyways, there's that. So that's the professional update. Of course, Daisy and I always talk about trying to figure out what we want to do as far as our own business goes, but we just haven't made the moves yet. It's tough when you expect a certain leveling of income per month, and we've kind of leveraged ourselves out in that. So update number 2, I guess, how we're doing investment wise, I guess, and I think we're doing all right. We now have 2 properties in the Philippines, which is really nice. We got one that's hasn't been built yet, but they're constructing it right now, so that won't be ready for any kind of occupancy or something for another couple of years, I think. And then our second was in a very similar kind of story, but actually we kind of got lucky just recently, and the project that we bought into was a multi-building, oh so cute, multi-building like community. So we bought in like a tower 2, where tower 1 is already existing with all this like little community shops and stuff like that. But so we bought tower 2, but that wasn't going to be ready for another couple of years. But actually somebody who bought tower 1 just gave up like their initial down payment and stuff and decided not to move forward with it. So we actually ended up picking up that unit. We transferred from, you know, the pre-built deal or whatever into this unit that's actually physically ready to go. So we just got that. So yeah, now we have an actual unit in the Philippines. It's a condo in a gated community area. that's actually ready to go. So we are currently in the process of trying to find some help. Whoops. Trying to find some help with like a property manager, or hiring on like someone to be like our, you know, eyes and ears on the ground for like an Airbnb or a short stay rental. You know, because we're going to need somebody to go in there and clean it up after people stay, and in case there's anything wrong, someone on the ground there to work on our behalf, to be our proxies, and to meet potential visitors and stuff like that. So we're looking for someone to do that. And as well, it's not staffed at all, so, or sorry, it's not furnished at all, so we gotta find someone to help us like coordinate all the furnishing. So that's that. So not too bad. Picked up 2 properties, and of course, if you guys probably the one viewer that I have watching this right now, you know where I live. In Vancouver Island here. Look at this coast. By the way, this is our west coast cruise today. See, right on the coast. Look at that bad boy right there. Right on the coast of the island. This is the western tip of Canada, by the way, you guys. You can't get any more west than where I am right now. So what was I saying? Investments. Yeah, so we're going to be entering into the market Airbnb soon, so along with doing that kind of stuff, we're going to be looking into what it takes to start a company in the Philippines or something like that, to keep all of those revenues in and just keep itself kind of self-sustaining right there. Alright, so that was the business update, the investment update, and how about what else we got? Life update, of course. Life update. Daisy and I are still doing well. We're healthy. You know, of course, well, the stuff going on, we try and stay home as much as possible. We really minimize the people that we see. We like pretty much don't see anybody. Maybe just like the same 5 people over and over again, but that's fine. We just hang out with Chewy all the time, and there's nothing wrong with that. Man, you know, this is just to flip the story a little bit. This is the first time I've actually been out this way on my bike, and they've got all this new pavement down here, which is super nice. They just improved all this stuff, but already this is a drive that I like to do in the car. I've been out here many times, but I've never been on the bike, so this is new and exciting. We're not going to go to the full way today. We're just going to do a little short ride. I figured I'd get a moto vlog up for you guys and touch base with you guys. Happy 2022. But yeah, it's kind of nice to be out here. Look at this, guys, the coast. Beautiful west coast of Canada right there. Look at that. I hope you guys can see it well on the video. Life, yeah, so yeah, we're doing healthy, we're doing well. Daisy's been excelling in her career as well. You know, she's been really, I'd say, like flipping through jobs in a good sense, that she's really starting to get the recognition for all the hard work that she's put in with her last handful of jobs, and she's really making headways in her career. And Chewy's doing really well. She's just celebrated 1 year with us, and that puts her a little bit over 1 year old. Of course, we got her when she was 3 months old, I think. So that's really nice. And she's doing really well. She's continuing to stay happy and healthy. Although Daisy and I, over the course of Christmas, we experienced probably 2 weeks of snow or something like that, and that pretty much bound us to being stuck where we live, because we live out, well, you guys can see where we live way out on the west coast, and so we got stuck in our house. There wasn't snow plows or anything like that. The snow plows did come around first to like the main kind of town where we live, but we live a little bit out of the town and in like a community, and they weren't actively plowing there. So yeah, we got stuck there. So over the Christmas, Chewy has kind of gotten used to us like being home more and more. So now we noticed that she's starting to suffer from separation anxiety again. Nice one tree right there. Yeah, look at this, guys. Holy look how beautiful this is. Nice stretch of open road, forested mountains in the distance. Right, we're approaching golden hour. Oh my god, this is what the Pacific Northwest is all about, you guys. Minus the clear cutting that's kind of going on around here. It's super controversial. You guys might have seen it in the news, but other than that, this is what the West Coast is about. And being on your motorcycle in January. Yeah, so Chew's doing all right. And then, with my job, they say let's bring this. So that's the updates. So now let's jump into some of my thoughts that I wanted to talk to you guys about today, and that's the world after work from home became the norm. It's like obviously you guys know all about it. There's a big push for work from home when all of the stuff was going on, right? And then there were select companies that chose to claw employees back, but those employees were like, hey man, no way, we're not going back. We've grown accustomed to this and it works better for our lifestyle, so we're not going to do it. So that's kind of like where I feel myself in as well, is that I'm not like, the job that I do is all web-based. All of our software programs and whatever that we use are all accessed through a web browser, right? And for a couple days, like, I did actually do my job from home, which was a nice option for them to allow me, because I couldn't get out because of the snow. It wasn't so, I wouldn't say it was a giant courtesy to me as much as it was for their own good, because over Christmas, obviously you can imagine, businesses are quite short-staffed, and ours is the same way, right? Nobody wants to work over Christmas, but actually my scheduled days were over Christmas and stuff, so so they knew they weren't going to fill those shifts if I didn't work them. So they're like, okay, listen, we know it's going to snow. If you get stuck out there, just go ahead and work from home, which is really nice, right? But that kind of opened a can of worms, I would say, because now, like, I'm like the rest of the world that was able to work from home right now. I just, like, you see how easy it is as a process to do, and then your productivity doesn't take a hit. For some people I'm sure it does, but I actually found that my productivity went up when I was working from home, because, as you guys know, like, I have a full home office / stream setup that I built myself, and that's where I'm most comfortable at when I'm working on my computer, right? So my productivity actually, like, shot up, if not the same, right? But yeah, but then I don't have to drive. Like, I have to commute an hour to work, an hour home, so that's 2 hours a shift that I have to commute. And if I'm working full-time hours, it's 5 shifts. That's 10 hours a week, or the equivalent to 1.25 extra work days that I'm actually having just to commute. And that's not if there's traffic on the way, because there's only one road in and out of where I live. So if there's any kind of traffic issues on that main road, it's going to slow things down considerably. Like the other day, they were doing tree trimmings along the main road, and people were saying, like, they had an extra 30 minutes to an hour delay on top of their commutes already, so like I just didn't go into the office. Obviously it's not worth it to me to drive an hour and a half to 2 hours just to get to the office. I mean, I'm really struggling to find reasons to stay when I have to drive an hour in one direction just to get there. But it's just tough because like my work offers like a lot of overtime opportunities, so you know, it's an easy way just to clock in some extra money, right? And I'm technically only like a part-time employee, where I can work full-time or more hours because of those overtime opportunities that are constant. But my commitments are actually only part-time commitments, right? So it's real easy for me to take off time, like if I don't want to work, or if we're going to do something or have other plans. Whereas like a full-time job like wouldn't do that, right? So now it has me like looking, and apparently this wood-fired pizza place is really good. So now it has me like looking in this place for opportunities of other part-time jobs, well, with the potential of picking up extra hours or project work or something like that. I don't know, but it's like, it's tough, man. Oh, we're already at French Beach. That was really quick. I should have turned around there. Let's turn around at the next one and we'll go back. Quick little ride-in vlog here. Oh, by the way, it's probably super dark here for you guys, right? We'll see this in post. I'll probably have to brighten this stuff up. Okay, anyway, so no one behind me. Yeah, so no, it's like really tough. And another tough part is like everybody else that I work with, like we kind of like, can I turn here? Is it gravel? It's gravel. I don't really want to turn on gravel. Everybody there kind of knows there's no good reason for not letting us work remotely. Where Daisy currently has a part-time remote, so she's 50% remote, and 50% of the time she's got to go in, but she actually just is in the process of getting another role, same place, same job, but just different area, where it's going to be full-time remote, right? So then, you know, one of her biggest things, oh my god, look at the coast there, so nice. One of her things as well was like the commute too, because she had to go further for a while. She would have to do like an hour and a half commute each way. So now she's there, and now I gotta find mine. And you know, one of our goals for, I think our 3-year goal was to find remote work, which then would allow us to do this back and forth between being in Canada and then, you know, tending to our businesses or whatever else in well, it's in the Philippines now, but then opportunities for other travels and stuff like that, right? Oh, let's go up here and turn around. Yeah, because, you know, I think like the rest of the world, we're all kind of realizing and understanding now that work-life balance is like a huge key to happiness. You know, a big percentage of the workforce just is probably just coming off their longest period away from work since starting full-time work life, right? And I think that was an eye-opener for a lot of people, where we saw a lot of people quit their jobs if the option to work remote wasn't available, or resign from their positions if the company wanted them to go back. It's just like not something that people are interested in anymore, right? Like, who in their right mind wants to go sit in traffic to go to an office where they don't need to be, right? Like, your employer is like essentially just saying, hey, listen, here's your job. We understand that it's to sit in front of a computer all day and type away and do whatever, but we also find it unacceptable for you to use your own computer to sit in front of all day. It has to, you know, you have to come out of your way, travel in all this traffic just to sit at one of our computers. I don't know, it's just something so wrong and hypocritical with that. Hypocritical, is it? Maybe? I don't know, maybe it's just not courteous or something like that. Anyway, so that's where I'm at. And so, you know, it always has me like wondering things like, if somebody asked you, like, say, imagine like a genie could show up right now, right? Like, it just showed up in front of you and said, listen, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. I will grant you your dream wish for your dream life. You get the opportunity to do everything you've always wanted, to live the way you've always wanted. You just have to tell me how it is, and then I'll make it happen, right? I feel like I don't even have an answer for what that would be. Let's simplify it, right? Let's say like a career. What's your dream career? Genie appears, poof. I will grant you the wish to have your dream career, but you need to tell me what it is in 10 seconds. Something like that. How many people like actually know what that is? I'd say it's probably not a lot of people. I would say people probably have a general idea of some type of thing that they want to do, right? Like, oh, you know, I want to work with kids, or I want to, I don't know. See, like, it confuses me. I spend a lot of time thinking about it, and I'm just not even sure. I feel like one of the big reasons is maybe exposure, you know. I think most people, you grow up with the exposure to whatever the career is that your parents do, maybe your closest extended family, and maybe your closest circle of family friends. You kind of maybe have an understanding of what those people do for work and their career path or something like that, but it's not in depth, you know. Like when I was a kid, what did I want to be when I grew up? Like, you know, I think every boy fits this kind of, or has this kind of dream of wanting to be like a fireman or a police officer when they grow up or something like that, because that's like one of the cool first exposures you get as a kid. But that comes through like school, and it's not so much about what they do. It's just, you know, these people are the people that will save you, and they're always nice people, so if you're lost or something, you can always go talk with them or something. Yeah, that's kind of your exposure, so you always kind of, you know, they become kind of like superheroes in your mind or something like that. So I thought about being one of those when I was a kid, but then other things, tow truck driver, because my mom's boyfriend at the time was a tow truck driver, and that was just like the exposure. You know, my mom didn't have a job, so I didn't see anything from her. And you know, a lot of her friends didn't have jobs either. And then I guess the other thing that I wanted to be was a race car driver. You know, one of the stories from me being a kid is my growth chart when I was growing up had my predicted height to be like 6'2", and I remember just like not being okay with that. It upset me so much. Little did I know, when you're an adult, you kind of want to be tall, right? Every guy knows what I'm saying, because of every lady, right? They always want tall guys. Anyways, I remember I always wanted to be small. I said I wanted to be shorter because I wanted to be a race car driver. So there we have it. So those were the professions I wanted to be when I was a kid. I wanted to be a policeman, a fireman, a tow truck driver, or a race car driver. Yeah, so I guess, if a genie popped up and said, what do you want to do for your dream career? Like, what do you want your life to be? Like, oh, some kind of race car driver would be nice. I guess F1, maybe, because they make the most money and they're the most like rock star of the race car drivers. But I don't know about that. Like, F1 is probably not my favorite. When I play like racing sim stuff. Rally or drifting, or I kind of have more fun with, I think. I mean, F1 is really cool, but there's something like too clinical about F1. Where the other ones, drifting or especially rally, there's more. I don't want to say there's more driver skill, because obviously like F1 drivers are the best in the world, but I wonder, like, who's got faster reactions if you were to compare them? F1 drivers, or like F1 drivers obviously because they're the top of their chosen sport, or the top like rally drivers. You know what I mean? Because I feel like if you're in F1, there's a lot more things that you can rely on to aid and assist you that you don't get if you're in rally. But who knows? I don't know. It's neither here nor there, really. Oh man, my hands are starting to get a little bit cold now. Yeah, so that's kind of like a big thing that's been kind of plaguing me lately. And then and maybe this is because I'm approaching middle life, the whole like, what purpose comes along with my life? Look at this. Oh, what purpose comes along with my life? The whole like spending most of your life on the clock, working for somebody else, doing something that somebody else wants you to do is like, what a drag. You know what? Actually, you know what I think I'd really want to do? And this is going to sound like so shitty or whatever, but influencer lifestyle kind of stuff, like, and not even in the narcissistic sense of like selfies about what I'm wearing today and that kind of stuff, but when I'm streaming and I start making like regular viewers that come and hang out in the room, it's really cool to get to know those guys and just get to hang out with those guys. So just like being able to make video content, moto vlogs or travel content, where I can bring some kind of like escape for them to throw on some YouTube and watch that kind of stuff and just escape for 20 minutes or something like that while they're eating or whatever, just to see like a new point of view from a person that they trust, that they've gotten to know, that kind of stuff, and just share the experience. Wow, that's a neat kind of house up there. I think that'd be like a lot of fun to do, like professionally. Obviously, I mean, there's opportunities and stuff that this could become a reality, but it's just hard when you have to focus on going to the office, you know, constantly and doing your work that way. It's all just like complaints, right? Whatever. Video, if you care about your sanity, or if you only want to listen to thoughts that make sense, this is not the video for you. Something like that. Oh, we've been out here already for almost an hour. That's nice. We left at what the clock said was 3:50. Yeah, anyway, so yeah, so what do we got going on? We're trying to plan like a mini little staycation sometime soon. In the last handful of years, you know, I've traveled 1 time to 2 times a year, including like internationally, and that became kind of like our new thing, but obviously we can't do that with lockdowns and stuff, so we've been thinking about resorting to mini staycations, but again with all the lockdowns and stuff like that. But things are starting to ease up. It looks like people are starting to realize like this is a thing that we're going to be in for the long haul. Ooh, look at that. So people are starting to ease up a little bit about it, so we're thinking about maybe, you know, going the same way we just came from, maybe up to like Port Renfrew or something for a weekend, or maybe to one of the Gulf Islands or something like that, for another trip. We stayed at this one place. I don't know if it ever made it to a vlog or something, but it was on Pender Island, I think, which is like this old mansion essentially, and it reminded me of the ghost house from Casper. You guys remember that movie? Classic 90s movie. Anyway, it was super nice there. The guy that owns it, there's kind of like a legend about that guy, so it's always kind of sketchy. I'll tell you about it. I'll tell you guys the legends. Ooh, look at that. If and when we go to that place, I'll get more into like the legend behind it. And then yeah, that's kind of like some places we're thinking. But when we went last time, there's 12 of us, and that's over their restrictions right now. It's supposed to be like max 10 and 2 households or something like that. So we might have to try and, I don't know, figure something out, or just look for a smaller place to go to. I don't know, whatever. We'll keep you guys posted and on the journey. Maybe we'll get like a 5th wheel and like live in it. You know, I'm living in the 3rd most expensive city in the country, and the money that I make sure does not reflect the ability to afford this lifestyle. Yeah. Even though I would say I'd make more than most, it doesn't feel like it. It doesn't feel like it at all. Yeah, so we'll figure something out. It's getting nicer, and I'm starting to have my spirits perk up again because there's more sunlight. Before it was go to work in the dark, go home in the dark. I hate that about winter. But now the days are starting to get longer and there's more sunlight that's staying around, and immediately having longer days is noticeable to my my mental health. I'm so much happier, and so therefore like I'm starting to work out again the way that I started getting into the place where I used to work out like every day. I'm starting doing the same thing, and that's like whenever I go and play games in between matches, because you always gotta wait for the queue times, I'm grabbing a pair of dumbbells, or I'm doing push-ups, or I'm doing something like that right behind my office chair to get me, you know, into that habit. And I do have a gym membership in my local town. It's open 24 hours. but you know, I'm trying to find how to slide that into my life. You know, before, when I used to work out every day, I would do it during my work day. So, oh shit, potholes. I was able to go at my lunch break on my work days. Oh, look at that, beautiful. I was able to go during my work days and assimilate my gym day into my work day, which obviously was the best thing to do ever, because then once you're off work, you know, it took me 10 minutes to get home or something like that. So once you're off work, then you're back to personal time, right? And then you're feeling good about yourself because you're getting in better shape. You got the serotonin, dopamine, and all that kind of stuff. But now, like, you get off work and you don't want to go to the gym. You just want to hang out with your loved ones and decompress and all that kind of stuff. Anyways, but no, I'm starting to get back into that routine again, which is good. It's really good for my head. It's really good. It's good for the mind, right? It's good for the body. Let's take this turn here and see where it goes. I don't actually know where it goes. I know the bus goes this way, 61 or something. So let's just go, and then I'm sure it'll take us home sometime. Yeah, anyway. And then what else? Friends, that's good. My friend stuff is good. Obviously, you don't. It's tough for everybody. You don't get to see your friends as much as you want to, or maybe you do, and then that's your thing. But you know, we've chosen not to. But for the last little while, I think we've been having mini get-togethers within the rules and whatever, like once a month, and that's really helped a lot. And then I've reconnected with like an old friend of mine from high school, and you know, we haven't seen each other since I think the year after high school, or first couple months since high school or something like that. And we recently like reconnected and started talking again, and that's really nice. That was like a nice perk to the system as well, right? You know, like we were really close, we were good friends, and then when you reconnect, like those kind of that kind of happiness starts coming back, right? And yeah, it's just nice. I think, you know, a lot of us come out of school and a bunch of our friends move away and that kind of stuff. So you know, if each friend you have adds to the total happiness pie that you have, you know, each one you get back, you know, add some more happiness, or I don't know, whatever. I don't know what I'm talking about anymore. Just about an hour in, and yeah, I'm starting to feel not like ridiculously cold, but my fingertips are getting a little numb and my legs are definitely a little chilly. So that would be almost the length of my commute to work. So this is kind of how I would feel in the middle of the day if I'm going to go to work. It's okay. Still a little bit cold, but as long as it's not Grant Road. As long as it's not too oh, I gotta go left here. As long as it's not too dark or rainy or something, then oh, there you go. Yeah, I took that road and I didn't even know where it was going to connect to, right? So I guess we figured it out. So this puts us back on the path to getting home. Wow, and big shout outs to you guys if you stuck around long enough to to watch this. I really rambled about nothing. Daisy and I have kind of like thought semi-seriously, lots of gravel, about starting a podcast. Or I don't know if it would be a podcast, just a gravel, just I don't know, just come hang out with us and listen to us chat about nothing kind of show. So we might be doing that. I think it'd be a lot of fun. It'd be like an opportunity for us just to talk about stuff, I guess, and see what comes out of it. I mean, we talk a lot, and I don't know, like it comes back again to like being able to connect with people through the content we make, right? Like a couple of my good friends in real life, shout out to Kat and Braden, you know, whenever we're streaming together on Facebook or whatever, they're always stopping by to watch and support the stream, and then, you know, they get to tell us about how they put it on their TV and stuff when they're at home, like their main TV, and give it a watch, and how much they enjoy it and that kind of stuff. And it's nice, man. It's really nice to hear that kind of stuff, and it's nice to have that kind of support in your life. And you know, if Daisy and I can create another project that contributes more to that kind of stuff and kind of allows us to connect with our friends and stuff in that manner, then why not, right? Who's it gonna hurt? Alright, so let's wrap it up there, you guys. Thank you very much for sticking around. If you enjoyed what you saw, I'm going to bring more of these to you guys more often, especially I think when I start commuting to and from work. Although I hope the higher speed sections when I was driving didn't wash out the audio. We'll see when I get to edit this, but I'll bring you guys more of the stuff. I mean, maybe I'll have to go for non-highway rides to bring you guys the best quality audio or something like that, but I'll bring you more. I got nothing else going on other than work anyways, and I need to start building my own media empire or whatever. Catch you guys later. Thanks for sticking around. See you guys.